Yes,
and
I
making
mean,
it
really.
happy.
Let's have a nice Christmas instead of a scary Christmas.
Because we are cultured people.
I'll go home and watch
And
scary
because we
movies.
have right here in the studio Audrey Smith
Yeah, we do.
from right down the street. And then continuing down the street, way down where'd you go, 40, 85? Probably 85.
85 get you most of the way there.
Yeah.
You can go that way. That's an option. I
Apparently,
didn't take that way, but
some of us don't like going that way.
I did.
Well, we'll
would
hear
be
about
correct.
Audrey's journeys here in a minute. But Audrey, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for playing on Wednesday,
Wednesday, yes.
over at our songwriters over yonder.
You're
over
so
at yonder.
welcome.
It was
Yeah.
fun, wasn't
It
it?
was a good
Great.
show.
It was a great time.
And Bob and Kim, thank you for coming. We had a great time. And Leah
Wouldn't miss it.
Kaufman, it was wonderful to see Leah.
Oh, yeah, good to have her out and
Yep.
about again.
Finally.
Well, Audrey, we like to just jump in and start with a song. So whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
All right, you got it, Kurt. Let's see. Y'all are on the holiday theme and
Surprise.
surprise. So let's see. I have a song referencing writing letters, which I think around this time of year, I don't know that too many people write letters anymore, but it seems like around this time people decide to put a card in the mail, and I got a few this year. But anyhow, this is about writing letters. Long gravel drive, trees line the way. Every New Year, and every holiday, I'd walk to that mailbox, treasures in store. You didn't live far, just across town, but for every birthday, a new card was found, handwritten letters, signed with your love. But time takes its toll. The young grow old, and it's hard watching you not know the things you used to. But I won't stop writing letters to you. And I left home 23, had the nerve to follow a dream, and you never stopped writing letters to me. News from back home, family affairs, who's growing old, new gray hairs, letters, nothing but love. But time takes its toll. The young grow old, and it's hard watching you not know the things you used to. But I won't stop writing letters to you. Time's gone on now, and everything's changed, still letters come with my name, the words a few, message the same. Yes, time takes its toll. The young grow old, and it's hard watching you not know the things you used to. But I won't stop writing letters to you. No, I won't stop writing letters to you.
Very nice. Audrey Smith here live in the studio. AudreySmithMusic.com is where you can learn all about Audrey's very interesting life. And Audrey, that is an interesting guitar. Tell us about that one.
This guitar belongs to my dad.
Thanks,
Well,
Dad.
It sounds beautiful.
It really does.
Thank you. I'm glad it sounds, I'm really not, I can talk about pianos all day and, and the different kinds and what I like, but guitars, I'm really not a guitar.
Well, Kim, you're familiar with this guitar. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a A&L guitar. It's an offshoot of Siegel guitars in Canada.
A&L.
Art and Lutheri. And the sound of those, there's not a lot of them being made, but the sound of them, I've never heard one that just didn't sound warm and high quality. They are beautiful.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm grateful. Thanks, Dad, for letting me borrow this.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah.
Well, Audrey, you drove up from New Orleans. Does one stop on the way from New Orleans or just plow on through?
I didn't used to, but now I'm so over that drive. So yes, I made a stop along the way with some friends that wouldn't otherwise see, and made a little trip out of it.
And you said that you can come up 85, but you don't need to. How did you come up? Through what states, not the routes?
I came through, Mississippi, and then into Alabama, and then just cut over a little corner of Georgia, and then the rest of the way.
Then you catch 85 somewhere near Atlanta.
Then can't totally avoid it unless you go, through the western part of the state, but it's not always the best plan this time of year.
But you miss
so.
all the cities when you take that route. You miss all the major cities. You can just kind of go up and over, and it really does save you time.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a little more relaxing.
What, you're saying that Atlanta and Charlotte might have traffic?
Delightful though they are.
But you grew up around here, right?
Correct. Yep. I'm from here, born and raised. All my family's here. Yeah, I'm the odd one out still.
Well, thank you for coming back for the holidays at least.
Thanks for having me.
That song you just played, and it was a beautiful song. When did you write that one?
That's one of my more recent songs. I think maybe just a month ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yep.
And it does speak to the magic of writing letters, and there is something magic about that. You can send people text or send them emails, and it's not the same as when they get a piece of paper that you've touched, that you've passed on to them. There's some alchemy that goes on there.
Yeah, I agree. A text can, you can save it in your cloud or whatever.
It's still just electrons.
Yeah, but I have letters from years and years ago that are, you can feel that person's energy. I think it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Well, we want to get as much of your fine music in as we can, so what do you have for us next?
Let's see. Let's do, this is called Am I a Fool? And I don't think you can't write country songs and not talk about being a fool or somebody else is a fool somewhere in there. And this is also my intros, my little ode to Mother Maybelle Carter. And we're gonna get a bit of live tuning in here.
First time.
First time ever?
First time ever.
That's not true.
I
mean,
bet
first
that's
time
not
tonight.
True. First. What do we say? We tune because we care.
Mm-hmm. And thank you.
until I say, okay, I've had enough. That's close enough. All right, here we go. Waking up this morning, can't get out of bed, all because of you, dear, and these thoughts left in my head. Am I a fool? Am I a fool for loving you? Peeling off the pillow, sunshine, my old friend. Since her love's gone sour, I'm lonesome again. Am I a fool? Am I a fool for loving you? Now my friends would give me shame if they only knew the toying and silly games I let him put me through. Say I'm a fool. Told myself I'd never be somebody's wait and see. So tell me why I'm hanging around for you to come back to me. It's 'cause I'm a fool. I'm a fool for loving you. Yeah, I'm a fool in love with you.
It's a nice pick in there.
Yeah, huh? Done Maybelle proud.
Audrey, you shared with us that you went to UNCG and you were in the jazz program and some other things about that. So what was that? Were you in there for piano?
I was there for piano, yes.
Yeah, and so piano was your first instrument?
Yes, for sure. Piano is my first instrument. Yeah, my dad is also a pianist, and definitely, probably one of my first, musical influences is like I wanted to be like him and play the piano, and he had a beautiful instrument at home. I was very lucky, but
So he was your first teacher?
maybe in a sense, I don't really remember. I remember begging for lessons, and it was always the class. You're not old enough. You're not old enough. And I asked and asked when, and then I took lessons right here in town at Hillsborough Music Studio with Miss Cheryl Breeze.
And how old were you then?
I think I started when I was 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we're still playing piano now?
Still playing piano, yes.
Wow, awesome.
But you had to rebel and pick up the guitar in true rock and roll style, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Had to pick up the guitar. I would say, I think this is a very musical place. There's music happening everywhere.
Everywhere, yes.
On porches, and all my sister plays fiddle. Sorry, she can't be here today.
We miss her.
Yeah, feel better, Elena. And cousins played bluegrass. All of this was happening. So, piano I took really very seriously, but definitely was always trying to play other things.
So what's the music scene like down in New Orleans? We know
They have music there?
We know what it's reported to have, with the jazz end and all of that. But in terms of you personally, what are your opportunities?
Well, I just finished. Actually, my intent when I moved down there was after a year or so, I did an AmeriCorps year. And then I intended to go to University of New Orleans to do my master's in same thing, piano, jazz studies. And that didn't quite happen right when I planned on doing it because of life.
Life happens.
So I just finished my master's in May there.
Oh, congratulations.
Yay.
Yeah, and it's a very supportive place, and they've helped me get gigs on piano as far as that goes, and I'm just kind of really I'm not new to music, but maybe as far as like a performing career, this is new for me. So just
We
get my
have
feet wet.
a keyboard in back if you want to just go all Dr. John on us.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe for now I'll have to come back again. We can do.
It's a deal. But for now, we have guitar, we have your wonderful songs, and can't wait to hear what you have lined up for us.
All right. Let's see. Let's do. Well, since we're talking about down there, this next one I wrote. It's called "The Price," and I wrote this in response to a pretty sad and disturbing news story that came out of Baton Rouge. I think it was last spring. I can't quite remember now. But it's just touching on addressing sometimes the violence that is sent towards women. And I just couldn't get this story out of my head. So I wrote this song, and I've had a lot of people say it, they could relate to it, which is unfortunate, but also this is a path towards hopefully some healing. The Price. Running around the street, cries abound, talking about she should have known better, better than to be found tossed on the ground by four men in her favorite sweater. Asking the Lord how to make it right. And I don't know how you learn to be so unkind. She's the one who paid the price. Why'd she go to a bar where her friends are? The town criers declare, you know she's grown, her decisions are her own. Didn't her mama raise her better? You know when you're a woman, blame is tethered. And aren't on your knees tonight, asking the Lord how to make it right. And I don't know how you learn to be so unkind. She's the one pays the price.
Did you go public with that song? Did you sing it locally?
I have, yeah. And I wrote the song. Actually, I was doing. There's a great songwriter. Their name is McCain Lakey, and they were hosting, especially during lockdown, but even after, like some online, just like community songwriting type like circle. And I was doing. We would meet weekly, and write around a prompt, and I think I wrote that during one of those sessions, and I brought it and presented it, and I know there were a lot of women in that circle and knew, exactly what they had seen. Because I think the story that I'm referencing, I won't speak on it now because I want it to mean whatever someone takes it to mean. But I think it had made national news and definitely knew, what I was referencing in writing this.
Well, it does so in a way that it has that subtlety that you're looking for, where you're not explicitly naming the thing. But if you know, as the kids say, when you hear some of those lines.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I was worried, and I always take this on where, these things happen and make headlines, but then it's like, we live in this 24-hour news cycle, and, it just gets buried under something else. But then it's like, I think about this has like lasting ramifications for a lot of people, and what's a way to keep a conversation that's productive going. And I think song is a great avenue for that.
I'm really glad you said that, because I agree with you. We live in a world in which what's so important at 3 o'clock yesterday, we have forgotten by 3 o'clock today.
Mm-hmm.
And we do need to have these bookmarks so that we can carry on the conversation so people don't forget about that. Do you use that in your own life as well? Do you have bookmarks for your life in song?
Oh, for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know on Wednesday I was referencing, like I realized to myself, I'm going to sing this song that now is not so relevant to me.
Oh, I remember when you said that,
yeah.
But it's still, what you said about that was great. What did you say to introduce the song?
Oh, I can't. I know I'm not going to be able to remember, but...
I think you said something like, it's stuck so hard. You said that sometimes you outgrow a song, and it has served you in the way that it was supposed to, but you still continue to play it for those who may be in that place now. Mm-hmm. And I thought, what a poignant and generous way, because some people kind of give the middle finger to their old stuff, and they're like, I'm not doing that anymore. But people show up to hear those songs.
Right. Yeah, totally. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent, but one of my first concert I ever went to was Garth Brooks at the Dean Dome.
Hey now.
And
that's all right.
93. And yeah.
I might have worked that show.
Oh, so cool. That's when he was flying around and stuff. And as a kid, it was like, whoa, that changed my life. But I got to see him this summer in Louisiana, and he did all of his old songs. And I thought of like, man, how many times has this guy sang Thunder Rolls? And how does that not get old for him? But it was definitely, palpable of, even in a huge arena, how much joy he got from the joy we got.
So he was still into it and giving his all, even though he'd sung it a million times.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to exactly that it means a lot to the listener, and that it's not about me or him, it's about the listener.
Well, I'm giving you my credit card now. I'm ready to purchase the music that you record. Will you play us another song?
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. I'm talking about Garth Brooks, so let's keep it country. Let's do another country song. Let's make sure again we're relatively in tune.
It is all relative, isn't it?
It is.
Tuning is just relative.
Yeah.
So you're not out of tune, friends. You do you.
It might be you.
Some people hear differently. Yeah?
Absolutely.
They do.
And
you're wrong.
That's all great. They're wrong. All right, another country song. another country song we've all heard before about cheating, losing women, a revolving back door. Another one who did you wrong, same as yesterday. Who needs another country song? Ain't there something else you can play? Who needs another country song about who didn't treat you right? Your loneliness and heartache, your empty beds at night. But here comes another one who did you wrong. You need another country song, one that's slow and long. Time moves faster with the radio on. There's one song I can't stand since you've been gone, and whiskey and cigarettes, trying to forget. Nothing in my hand is quite worked out yet. So I need another country song, yeah, one we've all heard before, about cheating, losing women, a revolving back door. You're not the only one who did me wrong. I need another country song, one that's slow and long. I need another country song, make it slow and long.
Very nice. We're here enjoying our time with Audrey Smith tremendously. Everybody, not sure how you are listening to the show. If you are on the radio, WHUPFM.org, then do we have a surprise for you, because we are also doing multimedia, moving pictures, Bob, out there. So we have video streaming as well. Tell us about that.
You can find us at Whoop Ask the Hat at WHUP Pass the Hat on all of your favorite streaming services, and your favorite streaming services are YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. YouTube and Facebook, keep them forever. You can go back and see an archive of many years of live streams. Twitch keeps them for 2 weeks because apparently we're playing video games. But yeah,
Somebody's got to.
if you're not watching, go find a way to watch right now. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch at Whoop Ask the Hat, and you can thank us later.
And spread the word that, as Bob said, the videos are archived of all of our wonderful shows. I think, Bob, probably for the last 4 years, maybe 5 years, you've been doing these videos.
At least 4 for the live stream, and then, of course, everything is archived for every show that we have is archived on the WHEP servers. If you just go to WHEPFM.org, click shows, scroll down the Pass the Hat, you can see the whole, 9 years now of every week?
Pushing 9. And we have become, I guess, the de facto librarian of live original music here in North Carolina.
Absolutely. I
we
don't
have
think anyone keeps up this kind of an archive.
Over 1,000 wonderful performers, and we've been just so blessed, as they say, to have them every Friday evening. And we are, because it is the top of the hour, WHUP LP Hillsboro. And speaking of blessed, we're blessed to have a second sponsor, Bob.
That's right. Support for this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it,
We all
have chocolate needs.
And y'all, Matthew has had 27 minutes of sleep in the past 3 weeks. He's been filling all of your special orders that you put in at Thanksgiving because we told you to. Good customers, good chocolate lovers, do not show up tomorrow expecting to get stocking stuffers. Bad customer. He's going to be sleeping, or if there is any chocolate left, it's going to be a surprise. What you should be doing is going in on maybe next week, next Thursday and Friday, and getting in your Valentine's Day orders.
There you go.
Got to plan ahead for your chocolate, y'all.
Well, Audrey Smith, we talked about your jazz piano background, but we didn't talk about when songwriting entered your life. Do you remember when that happened and why?
Oh yeah. I started writing songs pretty young. I mean, I definitely single digits, but it was at the piano. Like, I mean, I love to just play, and I would sing and make up whatever. And I had a little dual tape deck, where you could record.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I would do that, and sometimes I would just sing things into it. And really, it's like what I still do this now. A lot of people, I think, do into their phone. You're driving or whatever. But then I think when I started to really like write songs that took shape was, and I think we have at least one teacher in here. I don't know if you assign like creative projects, but I figured I would get assigned, this creative project kind of open-ended with a little rubric or something, and I realized that I could very easily write a song and my teacher would be wowed, and it was like zero work for me.
That's good studenting right there.
So that's, I think when it really started to take shape.
Well, in terms of your songwriting process, we've had a number of different themes here. The Baton Rouge, the song about letters, the one you just played, country song, and so do these start with like a theme idea? Is that the genesis of a song, or is it you're playing some music, or you have some poem that's emerged, or what's the magic?
I think a bit of all of the above. I'm definitely haven't gotten to the stage of which I would like to explore, like the literary side. I know a lot of writers, really pull from things they're reading, and not that I don't read. I definitely can read, but
It's good to know.
Yeah. But I think a bit of all of the above, Kirk, and sometimes it's something will just come to me, like probably whatever the song I'll play next. I wrote in like 5 minutes. It just came. I walked into the kitchen of where I was living with my roommate at the time and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And then that was it. And then others, I spend weeks coming back and find.
It's nice to have that special one that says, "Here I am."
Right. Yeah. Those are, but I've learned, I can't rely on those, because then, I might go months without writing anything.
Well, you said you were going to share that one with us, so let's hear it.
All right. We got, let's see. This is called "I'm Better, We're Through." You'd won't ask me to dinner, or take me out with your friends. You call me a quitter, but when the good times begin, I loved you completely. I gave you all of myself. Now you beg, steal, and borrow from somebody else. 'Cause I won't be a fool anymore to your lies. I should have known you wear a thin disguise. seeing the truth. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm better with Ruth. No, I won't be a fool anymore to your lies. I should have known you wear a thin disguise. And don't feel sorry for me for seeing the truth. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm better with Ruth. Don't feel sorry for me. I'm better with Ruth.
Okay. We're Audrey Smith, live here on the radio. Learn more at audreysmithmusic.com.
And if you go out there, you will see that, Audrey, you have an association with a place called the New Orleans Jazz Museum. What is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Jazz Museum, it's actually a pretty cool place. Federally and state funded. I think it's a partnership with the state park facility and also the National Park Service. It's housed in formerly the old U.S. Mint in New Orleans. But they have something called on Thursdays, New Orleans Piano Hour, which has been an honor and a treat and also like very intimidating to be included in the last year and a half or so.
But yay, you.
Yeah, it's definitely a gig it's helped me grow at the piano.
Well, U.S. Mint, that sounds like a big building. Is it
And
good
stout.
size?
It's not huge. It's probably the size of this building. Well, maybe a little bigger. 3 floors. They have a really nice. I mean, if you're ever visiting, a really nice performance space on the 3rd floor.
Mm-hmm.
But all of what you're seeing, I'm sure, if you just looked it up, it's all live streamed, so you can watch online live.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
Yeah.
And if you plow around in the old closets and things, there's still some money.
There's money in there somewhere. Now, Audrey, you said something a few songs ago before the top of the hour that kind of struck me, and I didn't want to just let it go. You said, I think you were talking about your song about the story out of Baton Rouge, that you had kind of workshopped that at a songwriter circle, or you maybe debuted at a songwriter circle, and you said that songwriter circle was mostly women, which I don't have a huge breadth of experience at songwriter circles, but they're never mostly women. How did you find such a place?
Well, I will start by saying, well, number one, thank you for acknowledging that. It's quite a phenomenon, this. This was, first off, it was online. So it was not at an actual venue.
Okay.
Online venue, I guess. But I think because of the person running it, McCain, and just who they are as a person, and it's definitely a space that is very intentional and thoughtful about being open and inclusive. And I think that lends more to, if you're either directly or indirectly giving the message that this isn't the thing for you to do because you're a woman or however you identify, that that can really do something to your self-esteem and your willingness to put out your work.
Sure.
Because it feels like so much more of a risk. So I think if a space is kind of more intentional about it, that lends to bringing in, other women or people that wouldn't be so amped to share in the first place. Yeah.
I know I'm not a songwriter. I don't go to songwriter circles much. I have visited a few, and I know folks who run them, and every single one of them will say exactly what you said. Yeah, we're open and accepting, and we want everyone to come in. But maybe it's a little bit more passive than active, and it still becomes mostly a bunch of dudes sitting around playing music.
Yeah, I really think, and it can feel weird, and there's, definitely it's a fine line we have to walk, but I think it helps if we have to be very intentional about it, and with the hope that eventually, we don't, and everyone can do what they want. But
Right. Kim Lane, have you had much experience with songwriter circles that were a little bit more equity around here?
Ish.
Ish?
I've had experience with ones that try. What I would love to see is that intentionality with women. I would love to go to a songwriter circle and know that people are just listening to my music. And here's what I find that a lot of women get, including me. People are very quick to offer us advice. And I see your face like,
Well, actually,
yeah. And I hate to, it is a little bit overused, the mansplaining.
sure.
Boy, that's tiresome. And I would love to just show up with who I am and what I have capacity wise. And I would love for just the songs to be heard. And that's not the same experience that I see the guys getting. I think people are getting better, but it would be nice for that to end.
It's really
Someday.
easy, and I've had the opportunity to run circles. I haven't for the last several years, but I have in my history done a nice amount of that, and it's so easy to burst the bubble.
Yeah.
No matter who they are, they've never done this before. They
Yep.
come out. It's a very personal thing, sharing your song for the first time. They're very sensitive, and then it's a lot of these are structured as if anybody there is any kind of expert, because the truth is, you're really not.
Yeah.
And probably, the best songs are ones that are not part of the accepted kind of structure.
Yep.
Right.
They're out of the box and really refreshing. So I guess I would second that from my experience, that if you're involved in those or conducting those, let's leave the critique up on the shelf, and let's be there to encourage and support. And because main thing we want is for people to keep writing and enjoy the creative process and be open about sharing what's inside them.
And you do
Amen.
walk that walk, Kirk. Like, I always feel comfortable showing up at something done by Kirk because he is kind of a guy of few words, and he shows rather than tells. And so if he's doing something, you can show up and be safe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we are enjoying the time, Audrey, with you just so much. We have a nice amount of time left here, and so we want to take full advantage of getting a number of your songs in if we can. Probably time for at least 3. So let's
Okay.
turn the show over to you, and you enlighten us.
All right. Let's see. Well, I'm choosing. Now I have to choose what I'm going to play. I really like what you just said, though, about leaving the critique for another place. And just to conclude answering about the circle, that was a main thing of asking do you want feedback or not? Because sometimes you don't.
sometimes you just want to play.
Yep.
Yeah, but sometimes you do, but it's nice to be able to be asked that option. So let's see. I think I wrote this in that class. This is Everything's All Right. Another morning, staring at the wall. Another evening, trying to break the fall. from being completely in love with you. I'm afraid you'll leave me soon as I do. Another night, trying to forget the day everything was alright till you went away. You'll come back, I know, pretty soon. But until then, I long for you. Coffee on the table, dust on the floor, sound of old memories coming back for more. Ruminations in my worried mind. I look up, you remind me everything's alright. You remind me everything's alright.
Hey.
AudreySmithMusic.com. You have recordings available of these songs?
Not so on my website there's a little demo of one of the songs that I played, but that's on the docket for coming up this year.
Absolutely.
You do now.
Well, the good news,
Yes.
and we suggested it earlier, everybody, that tonight's show is a recording of a lot of Audrey's music. So spread the word and have everybody tune in to our videos and our audio out there on the station website. And because this is some fine stuff, and
thank
we
you.
expect we're going to hear a lot more from you in the future.
Hope so. Audrey, are you back here in Hillsborough just for the holidays?
Not just for the holidays. I'm here to see y'all.
No,
you
I mean
three.
in terms of time
No,
span.
She's here to milk the cows.
I
Somebody
I
has
don't
to do
touch
it.
the cows, but yeah. I'll be here a little bit and for the holidays and a little bit after. Yeah.
But in terms of people wanting to maybe see you out live playing music, they're going to have to drive to New Orleans.
Oh no. I suppose in the spring there'll be some things coming up. Still
All right.
lining some things, but yeah, you can come on down to New Orleans. I'll be I think I'm back at the museum in January, and some other things. But I'll be back up here, and you can if you stay on the website or there's a little space. I think you can sign up for a mailing list, and I'm getting that going. I'll be sending out dates as they come.
And the gig at the Mint, you said, is live streamed, right?
It is live stream. You can watch from here.
And can people find that link maybe on your website?
Oh, I'm not sure about that, but maybe that's something I can do. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Or you could post it on Insta or Facebook.
Oh
or
yeah,
both.
for sure.
Yep, let people know. Well, as Kirk said, we do have time for more music, and we would love to hear more.
Okay, great. We have time for 2 more?
Ish.
I think
Oh.
2 more, yeah.
Okay, great. I want to make sure I get one in. All right, let's do this is a little lullaby. I started singing during that lovely time of lockdown. Come and sit with me for a while. You don't have to smile. Things aren't even close to being okay, you know. You don't have to go. We just take it slow. Rest your head and mind.
tight. Ooh, let's go away for a while. Two hearts on fire. We are so close. We'll be okay, you know. Ooh, please don't go. We just take it slow. Rest your head in mine. Sleep tight.
Audrey Smith, still live here in the studio. And we want you to play another song if you're ready for it.
I'm ready for it.
Okay.
Okay, this is for one of my favorite people in the world. It sounds sad, the song itself, but
Ever tell you about how we used to drag Maine? Pick up some girls and ride out across the way. Never had a problem, see, the way things used to be. 'Cause I met her dragging Maine. It's nothing unusual, people die every day. But without her, nothing will be the same. And how much I miss her, it's hard to say. I met her dragging Maine. It'll be alright, I'll keep moving on. Just take some time and I'll go down to the range, shoot through all the pain, and tell 'em about dragging Maine. 'Cause I met her dragging Maine. I met her dragging Maine. I met her dragging Maine. Yeah, I met her dragging Maine.
Awesome.
We need more Audrey Smiths in our music
In
community.
our universe.
Oh,
Yes.
I'll
Thank
help you look
you.
for an apartment.
Thank you.
Now, Audrey, before we let you go, we do have a few more minutes. You could play another song if you wanted to, but I also wanted to give you a chance because you brought in some eggnog that Kurt's going to take home with him from a dairy you are kin to, our friends down in Snow Camp, the Ranloo Dairy, and I wondered if you wanted to say a word about them.
Oh, absolutely.
Give them a plug.
Yes, please. Yeah, support Ranloo Dairy and Randy Lewis. It's one of my cousins, and I've had the pleasure of hanging out there on the farm this week while I've been back home, and he's still got eggnog in the stores. So
Buy it, y'all. It's so
Yeah.
good.
go pick it up or get your dairy needs from Ranloo.
And let's face it, we all have dairy needs.
No, we don't. Not all.
Okay, two of us in the studio don't have dairy needs.
So where is the location, or these wonderful items are available out in stores, or what?
They're in the stores. You can get it down the street at Weaver Street, Whole Foods, I think Lowe's.
The quality stores.
Yes.
Lowe's the food store, Lowe's not Lowe's
Nah.
the tool store
I bet Randy goes to Lowe's regularly.
to get tractor parts, no doubt.
Well, y'all, you have been listening to Audrey Smith here live in the studio. You can learn more at audreysmithmusic.com and go out to audreysmithmusic.com here in a week or two, and she will have it updated so that you can find the live stream to her playing at the old Federal Mint down in New Orleans.
I will indeed.
That's
New
going to be
Orleans
so
Jazz
much fun.
Museum.
New Orleans Jazz Museum. That's
Yep,
right.
That's it.
Well, when you're back in town, you need to come back and see us.
Oh, absolutely.
have
I
you.
can't
Please.
wait. Thanks so much for having me. This has been a treat.
And y'all, we are reaching the point of the show where we turn off the live stream, which Kim is going to do.
It's
Do it here
just
first. Here,
Make
here.
it so hard, Bob. Okay, where do we do it now?
Click here,
Uh-huh.
and then wait,
And
and then tell Audrey to.
we tell
wave
Audrey
goodbye.
to wave goodbye. And then we toggle off on the first window.